Here I'm going to take a look at the difference between diploid and haploid cells and why haploid cells are an important feature of sexual reproduction. So on the left hand side here I've got an example or a picture of normal karyotype of human chromosomes. So this is a set of human chromosomes, and what you can notice is we have 23 pairs, and in each pair we have one from mother and one from the father. So in this particular organism, every one of the somatic cells or mitotic cells in the organism are going to contain this full set of 23 pairs of chromosomes, one from the mother and one from their father. So what we say is this is a diploid cell. So the reason why every cell that contains this full set of chromosomes in a human would be diploid is because a diploid cell has a full set of chromosomes. So in a human, if a cell has 46 chromosomes in it, existing in 23 pairs, then we say that they are diploid, they have a full set. Now, we also have some cells in our human bodies which are haploid, which means they only have half a set of chromosomes. So there are cells within our bodies which only contain a half set of chromosomes, and these are our sex cells. So we're talking about ova in females, or egg cells, and sperm cells in males. They only have 23 chromosomes in each, as opposed to 46. So diploid means a full set of chromosomes, which would be 46 in a human cell. Haploid cell means a half set of chromosomes, which would mean only 23 chromosomes in a human sex cell. So sperm cell or egg cell. Now let's have a look at how this comes about. So if we compare briefly mitosis and meiosis, we can see why we have both diploid and haploid cells. So what will happen is in mitosis we start off with a diploid cell, so a diploid cell with 46 chromosomes within. Then what we see is we get DNA replication, so we get a doubling. Alright, so we essentially have kind of two sets of that 46, and then we get our division, so a splitting of one diploid cell now with that double set as a result of DNA replication, and we return to, or we end up with two diploid cells which each have 46 chromosomes within. So we start off with a diploid cell with 46 chromosomes, a full set. That full set doubles, so we kind of have two full sets within. That cell will divide and we will get two diploid cells as a result. So mitosis is diploid cells becoming or returning to being more diploid cells. The diploid cells dividing to create pairs of diploid cells. In meiosis, what we see is we start off with a diploid cell. So diploid, once again, 46. We see DNA replication take place. So we have our two sets of 46 chromosomes. Then what happens is we see a division. So those cells divide, and now each of those cells, rather than having a double set, is back to just a single set, 46, so they're diploid. But the key in meiosis is we have a second division. Now what this second division does is results in us getting haploid cells to the tune of 4. So we now have cells with 23 chromosomes within. So I just need to go back to this step here. When we get our division of our original diploid cell with a double set of DNA, we get two diploid cells with 46 within. So what's going to occur in meiosis is we get a diploid cell doubling its DNA and then dividing to create two diploid cells, but then they divide again. So we get two diploid cells dividing into what we call 4 haploid cells. So each of these will have 23 chromosomes within. So the final point to make is the fact that in order for diploid number to be restored, so us to return to having full sets of chromosomes, we need sexual reproduction to occur. So if we have a look at here, so we've got an ovum or an egg cell. An ovum is going to contain 23 chromosomes because it is a haploid cell. It is a sex cell, female sex cell. It is formed as a result of meiosis. It is haploid. It only has a half set. Now, in sexual reproduction, what we'll see occur is an ovum and a sperm cell, which are both haploid, will combine. And as a result of this, what we'll end up with is something called a zygote, which is like a fertilized cell. It's the very initial starting point of a new baby or new offspring, human offspring. And this will now be a diploid cell because it contains a full set of chromosomes, half from the ovum, half from the mother, and half from the sperm, so half from the father. So that's the difference between haploid cells and diploid cells, and why we need diploid cells to be able to divide through meiosis in order to create haploid cells, so we can get genetically varied offspring and sexual reproduction when fertilization occurs between an egg cell and a sperm cell.